Whole bottle. There's all the chip.
Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I got a movie review. Actually, I got three movie reviews. First one is Knights of Badassdom. That's what I was meant to say. It was on Netflix, and it was kind of like a comedic version of Game of Thrones. Peter Dinklage is in it. Steve Zahn's in it. And what this movie is something called LARPing, which is live action role play, and it's like these guys all come together for like these games. And there's like five groups or something like that. In like this parking lot, and there's different parts of this parking lot and around the forest and stuff. I have all these different names. And it's like Dungeons and Dragons, and they're fighting for all this quests and stuff like that. Now, what happens is this Steve Zahn has this magical book of spells. I mean, it's like you can do anything you want pretty much. And he got off of eBay, believe it or not, but it's from like centuries and centuries ago. He'd make all these insane spells. And basically what happens is, they're fighting and and I thought it was originally about like a medieval fair, but I found out it was about LARPing when I first started watching the movie, and they're in full outfit with the proper English slang that they said back then, and he actually summons up a succubus. And I don't want to give much away after that because it plays like a comedy till then, and then when he summons up the succubus, it becomes like a horror action comedy. The only problem is it's not funny. Now, I mean, on RottenTomatoes.com, it said like 50% of critics liked it and 36% of audiences liked it. It just doesn't work as a comedy. As just like a strange entertainment, it's okay. I remember this one critic said it was strangely likable and a very bizarre film, but it's cool. What I liked about it is very likable and it moves at a very quick, lightning pace. It's not boring whatsoever. It's still interesting in its own bizarre way, and actually, what I like is they have heavy metal in it and introduction to heavy metal. I like their knowledge of heavy metal when they talked about there's different genres. They mentioned doom metal, sludge metal, and black metal, doom metal, and sludge metal and doom metal. And they have like some heavy metal throughout the movie, and then they have references to King Diamond and Man of War, which is pretty cool. And then but the humor is not funny. Some of the two of the teams that were in there was called Gnome Land Security, and that was the Modest Smile, and then the other one's called Medieval Knievels. That was okay, but it's just not funny. It just plays as like a bizarre piece of entertainment. And the horror movie aspects are all right with the succubus and stuff like that. And the action towards the end, it really gets cool. And with use, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but it's really cool. I don't give away spoilers or anything like that. It's pretty good. So as it is, I'd give Knights of Badassdom about a 7.5 out of 10 because there's lots of cool things in it. It just the fact that it's not that funny really detracts from it. But it has a lot of entertaining elements in it anyway. So, okay, so that's it for the Knights of Badassdom. And the next movie is I got some. My dad and I like old black and white movies, and there's some movies that I found looking around on YouTube, and there's a couple I've been wanting to see. One of them was called Confessions of Vice Baron, which I saw last night. And basically, what that is this guy. His name is Lucky Leonardo, and he turned out to be like this mafia crime guy, main guy, and he basically dabbles in stuff like prostitution and and kidnapping and all this other stuff. And he's on death row, and then he wants to make a full confession, and then he talks about all the things he did, like I just mentioned. It's only an hour long. It's pretty entertaining for what it was. I've been wanting to see it for a long time. It's made in 1943. I give that an 8 out of 10. It's very entertaining. It's very straightforward and simple. I don't want to give anything away, but basically he's on death row and he does a confession. That's basically the whole movie, and it goes back and forth between it. But one thing is they really cheaped out they added a scene from, like, they had the movie. There's one scene that, like, a 6-7 minute scene is from another movie. It's from Marijuana. Because I remember I saw that was made in the 40s. It's one like Reefer Madison, stuff like that. They were at a bar called The Rat, and they had this rat wallpaper, and I remember that from that movie. That's very easy way to remember that movie. Remember that wallpaper, and also they had a singer that was dressed like Minnie Pearl, but that was really cheap. They put it like a 6-7 minutes from another movie in there, trying to save money, because it's not a big budget movie at all. But it was great. Like I said, I've been wanting to see it, so it's an 8 out of 10. It's entertaining for what it was, and pretty cool. Now the second movie I've been wanting to see. Well, actually, I'm a big Laurel and Hardy fan, and a movie I never heard of called Great Guns. And I find it's an army movie where they get enlisted in the army. So what I've been doing is, I watch on the Roku on the big screen TV. It's easier for my dad and I, and sometimes it's easier to like chill out on the couch watching like especially a long video on YouTube video, than hovering over a laptop. It's usually easier doing it this way. And like I said, I put it on my like videos, and I just scroll down to like videos. I can do it instead of typing it in. I was typing it in on Roku, takes forever. Well, anyway, it's a Laurel Hardy movie. I like Laurel Hardy. It's called Great Guns. I never heard of it before. It's an army movie. And basically it's about like this guy, this real rich kid, and then this doctor says he's allergic to everything. He can't do nothing. He's pretty much a waste of space, pretty much. And then Laurel and Hardy, they work for him. And they're like a limo driver and a gardener. And they said, this guy can't do nothing. Because the mailman comes, and he was going to give him a draft notice to go into World War II. And they said, this guy can't do anything. He's allergic to anything. It must be some mistake, young man. And then they have like this pet crow, and the pet crow takes a letter. He goes away, and then they show inside the house, and they said that doctor said now you're also allergic to vinegar and feathers. And they come in and they say, Laurel and Hardy come in, and he said, the postman just came with a terrible mistake. He said you were inducted into the military. And he said, that can't be. And all of a sudden you see there's no draft notice. And you see that crow come in, and he gets the draft notice. And then he has to go to a physical, and Laurel and Hardy is supposed to join him and make sure everything goes right. And then his doctor and his mom go with him. They said he can't do nothing, and he goes in the physical, and they found he's perfectly fine. And then you cut away to them taking a train to basic training, right before the reception station, because that's when I was on the base train. We had a reception station first. They go to the reception station, they drop him off, and then you see the guy come off, and then all of a sudden you see Laurel and Hardy come off, and it's like that they said that they enlisted too to make sure he's okay, to watch after him. And he was drafted, but they enlisted voluntarily to watch him. And it goes about him in the military, kind of, and him with a girl, and them in the military, and it's not funny. It's tragically not funny. It's really incredibly lame. I love Laurel and Hardy, but this is a terrible, terrible movie. A lot of people say Utopia. I've not seen all their movies. I know some are better than others. Like Moviestruck, people complain about Moviestruck because they were only in it for a few minutes, but I like Moviestruck far better than this. And then they did a movie called Utopia, which people say is the worst movie. I loved Utopia. It's about them being mad about taxes and stuff, and they decide to live in a desert island all by themselves. And it's kind of like a British version of Gilligan's Island with them in charge. But Utopia is a million times better than this. This movie pretty much sucks. Well, I like Laurel. Since the Laurel and Hardy included, I won't get a 0 or a 1. I'll probably give it maybe a mild 4 out of 10. It's not very good at all. It's really lousy. So unfortunately, Great Guns was bad. My dad said it wasn't funny. It just didn't get funny. There's like little bits and pieces that had a little bit of a chuckle, but it's just really lame. And there was other people that commented saying that movie should go in the garbage or stuff like that. It's really bad. So, unfortunately, Great Guns wasn't very good. And I guess Confession of a Vice President is the best movie, but Knights of Badassdom wasn't bad either. So, here you go for 3 movie reviews. Jason Callan saying, "Take care, my legion."